Okay, so good evening. Welcome to the Thursday evening half Hatha Yoga, half restorative class. So that means that you will need a bolster, a couple of blankets, a couple blocks, because the end of the class is restorative. Restorative means that you want to be completely supported in the postures. You don't want the body to be tensing up. Complete let go is what you do in restorative postures. But let's get started with this class. The first part is all about releasing accumulated tension from the day. So we let go of our day. We let go of whatever it is that we took on for the day, for the week, for the month. That's the whole purpose of that part of the practice. I am not doing any extreme postures because this is an evening practice. In other words, what I mean by that is Badakanasana, like back bending. And that's because back bending and those types of postures lift the subtle forces upward and stimulate. And we do not want to stimulate ourselves at night. So we're doing a practice that's appropriate for this time of the day. Okay, energetically. Let's get started. We're going to go ahead and do a little bit of sun salutations, a variation of them. So come to the top of your mat. And you want your feet to be hip width apart. I got to adjust my camera, you guys. Okay, so that you could see my whole body. Yay, that's better. Okay, hands to your heart. Good. And close your eyes. Take a moment to connect with your breath. Inhale. And then exhale, in and out of the nose. So with each breath, you want to even it out and you want to slow it down. Let the breath settle. Come into this moment. And then releasing your hands. Inhale, bring your arms up, open up the chest. Good, draw the navel in. And then exhale, dive forward. Inhale, add an extension. And then exhale, step back, right leg lunge. And then we're going to drop the knee, drop the back knee. The left hand then goes on top of that left thigh. And then reach the right arm up. And if you have the opening to do it, let the left arm come up as well. So both hands coming up, open up the whole front of the chest and the hips. And release down and step back into down dog, Adho Mukha Savasana. Draw your navel in. Get hollow in your belly. Good, then drop down onto your knees. We are going to flatten out the toes and release back into extended prayer. And then coming up into a crawling position, continue to move your weight forward and lower, all the way down, little by little. And then push back up. Bhujanasana, keep your pelvis on the ground, you guys. And then down dog. So we're taking our time here. Picking up your right leg and stepping it forward, drop the back knee. So again, we just pause here. And then take your right hand on top of the right thigh. And then see if you can bring the left hand up. And if that feels okay, then bring the right hand up. Both hands come up, open up the chest, hip flexor and chest. And then release down and step your back leg in. And when you step in, you're going to go right into an extension. So extend the spine. And then lower, forward fold. And then inhale, come all the way back up. Open up the chest. Reach back. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, extending the spine. Step back, right leg lunge. Now we're going to hold it here in a high lunge and then add rotation. So you rotate the torso towards that front leg. So make sure that that left shoulder is stacked on top of the right, and you reach and extend the arm. Then swinging that left arm around, you are going to drop the back knee. So same thing, just like we started. Left hand comes on top of the thigh, right hand reaches up. And then if you can join that left hand with the right, bring it up. Open. And then release and step back. Adho Mukha Savasana, down dog. Drop down onto your knees and flatten out your toes. And again, you go back into extended prayer. Come forward, crawling position, then continue to shift forward, lower. Come up, Bhajanasana. Press back, Adho Mukha Savasana. Good. Stepping your right leg forward. So we're holding it here in a high lunge. Okay, now the right arm reaches up and you're rotating the torso towards the leg. Right shoulder is stacked on top of the left. That leg is strong. Keep the knee lifted. Settle the breath. Then swinging the right arm around, drop the back knee. Pause here. Good. Then the right hand comes on top of the thigh. Left hand reaches up. And see if you can bring the right hand up with. Good, and then down and step your back leg in. Again, you're going to go into an extension. Go right into an extension. That's an inhale, by the way. And then exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale all the way up. Good, and then we're bringing the hands together and connecting the thumbs to the heart. Pausing here. Draw your navel in and then sit in Utkatasana. Sit. And then reach up. And as you reach up, the hands are going to reach. Good. Go open and then sit. So when you reach those arms up, you actually are opening up the chest and going into a bit of a back bend, which means you have to draw the navel in and tuck the tail. So you're coming down back into that seated position and then coming up out of the seated position, standing up tall, reach back behind you. And then down. Good. And last one, you're reaching. And then this time we're going to go into Utkatasana and hold it here and then shift to the right. So when you shift to the right, you do have to watch the knees. That left knee tends to want to kind of go a little further forward than the right. So you have to even out the knees. And then you're hooking that left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. Push the top hand down and lean back. So you're leaning back so that you get length in your spine. Right? We want to eliminate any kind of rounding or hunching in the upper back. Your spine is your energy highway. So we want as much length as possible. So lean back. And if it's too much to be that deep in the pose, then come up into the arms. So extend your arms and you can lean back and definitely get a long spine. Then release and come back up. And the hands come back down to the heart and you're going to sit again. And now we go to the other side. Watch those knees. This time the right knee tends to want to jet forward. You have to keep it back. Push that left hand down. And again, you lean back. And if that's too much, then open up the arms. That will allow you to have a little more space to lean back. Good. That looks great, Robin. Awesome. And then from there, we release and come up. Oh, hello. I guess the dog is joining us now. And then all the way down, forward fold. Good. Add an extension. And this time we're going to step back into plank. So you're going to step right back into plank. I got to move my big dog so you guys can see what I'm doing. Marvy, go. Go. Good. So you're in plank. Now you can modify to the knees if you need to, or you can hold it in plank, but shift forward onto the toes and then lower. Then lift up, Badakanasana. Press back, Adho Mukha Savasana. Good, and then the right leg is going to step forward for warrior one. Drop your back heel and come up. So bend the front knee, you guys. Keep your right hip pulling back, left hip forward, back heel is down, and then reach. So from here, we're opening up the chest, opening up the shoulder girdle, but then we're going to drop down into a rotation. So you rotate to the right, and you're either going to open up the arms, or you're going to drop back down into that elbow hooking to the outside of the thigh. Okay, top hand pushes down, leans back. Okay. Awesome. Then swing the arm around. And again, we're going to step back into plank. Adho Mukha Savasana. Right? Or you can go into down dog, Adho Mukha Savasana. Then modify to the knees if you need to. Lower. Lift up. Badakanasana. And then press back, down dog, Adho Mukha Savasana. And stepping forward now with the left leg. Warrior one. And come up, reach. Open up the chest, open up the shoulder girdle. Now this time we draw the left hip back, the right hip forward, navel in. When you want these poses, you're being strong and steady, but you want to have a certain relaxation involved, right? There's always a combination of activation and comfort. Those two components need to be together in all of these postures. Okay, so that means that we don't hold these poses with lots of tension. We want to release. We want to release the day. Okay, so rotate then to the side, either with your arms opening up like this, or you're coming down and hooking the elbow to the outside of that left thigh. Lean back, you guys. Back leg is strong, navel is in. And then the hands come down to the ground, step back into plank, or you can go back into down dog. Hold it. Drop to the knees if you need to. Otherwise, shift forward on the toes and lower. Come up into Cobra, Badakanasana. And then press back, down dog. Pick up the right leg and step forward, warrior two. Open up. Hips are open now. Look down the middle right finger. So from here, we're going to reach, open up into warrior four, Virabhadrasana 4. Good, and then we're going to rotate and turn, bring the hands right together into the heart. So you're literally bringing your hands together into the heart, just like this. Okay? Then you open up. Open up. Okay. Bring them back in. And then open. Okay, good. Bring them back in. And then open. Okay, good. Now you're going to open, lift up on the back toes so the heel lifts. So you got to hold yourself here. There's some balance involved. And then we're going to rotate and drop down into that high lunge that we started with. Drop the back knee and swing the upper arm around. Hold it. So half lunge, right hand comes onto the thigh and we lift the left arm back up. And then the right arm. And then release down and step back into plank. Modify it to the knees if you need to, or you can go into down dog. When you're ready, lower. Lift up Badakanasana. Salutations, down dog. And then stepping forward with the left leg, Virabhadrasana 2. So open up, same thing, I'll turn. Bend the knee, look down the middle left finger. Good, you guys. Oh, here she comes again. Hi, Marvy. Are you coming to join us? All right, and then Virabhadrasana 4. Oh, she changed her mind. Good, and then we're going to release from there and rotate forward. And your hands are going to come together. So remember what we did? The hands are going to open and then they come right to the heart. You're bringing them in and then open them back up and then bringing them in and then open them up. One more time, bring them in and then open up, and you're going to hold it there and then rotate towards the front leg, drop down, lift your back heel and hold it into a high lunge. Lift your back heel. Then swing the upper arm around, and as you do that, drop the back knee. So we'll just pause here, and you can stay here, but if you want to go a little bit deeper in the pose, bring the left hand up, and then lift the right arm, and then the other arm comes up. Nice. And then release. Good, step back into down dog. Hold down dog. Adho Mukha Savasana. So from down dog, we're going to go into our first child's pose. So release down. You want to bring your big toes together and open up your knees and then release back. Arms are going to go to your side and the forehead is down. Relax. Completely let go of your arms. Completely let go. Let go of the breath. Let the body completely relax. Take the rest. Good, all right. And then coming back into down dog. Nice. Right. And picking up your right leg and stepping forward. We're going to go into Trikhanasana. So let's start out coming up into a standing position so you can line up the front heel with the arch of the back foot, and then reach and extend that right arm up, and then lowering into Trikhanasana. And we're going to come in and out of it. We'll do that 4 times and then lift back up, reach. Now, each time you lower, if your body is feeling open today, try to lower a little bit deeper, and then 2 more times. Come up and then release down. And then last one, reaching up and then down, and you're gonna hold. And we're letting that upper arm continue alongside the ear. You're reaching, you wanna keep your thumb reaching back behind you. Open up the armpit. Now, if you're able to bring your hand to the ground, it's gonna go to the ground on the baby toe side of the foot. If you're using a block, it's on the baby toe side of the foot. They're both on the baby toe side of the foot. I always teach it that way, and that's because I want your torso lined up with the front leg. The tendency in this pose is to lean forward like that. I don't want you doing that. I want you to line up the torso with the front leg. So you should be feeling that edge where there's balance involved. Yeah, good, Robin. Extend a little bit more through that upper arm, even through the wrist. Perfect. Good, and then swinging the arm around. And as you swing around, we're gonna drop back down into a half lunge and go all the way down onto the elbows. So you're either gonna go onto the elbows with a block or onto the floor. Nice. All right, so see if you could shift your hip a little bit further forward. Shift your hips. And one of the ways that you can do that is by curling your toes under on the extended leg behind you and take that knee a little further back. Can you do it? Relax your head. Good, and then coming up. So when you come up, we're gonna pull the back leg in a little bit and just lift up a little here. Curl your toes under and shift back and sit on the back heel. So your toes are curled under on the left foot, and then reach. Good, and then we go forward again, one more time. Now this time when we go forward, we come up into a high lunge and drop the back heel. Your right hand then shifts to the big toe side of the foot, and then you open up the chest for Badakanasana. Now, if you need to modify this, you can either modify with a block, or you can come up onto the thigh. Okay? Find what works for you. It's your practice. I am just your guide. Good, and then from there, release. And we're gonna step back into down dog. Hold it there. Couple more breaths. Good, then shift forward into plank and modify to the knees if you need to, otherwise lower. Lift. And then press back down dog. Pick up the left leg and step forward, Trikhanasana. So if you're using a block, take it with you. And we stand up. Okay, line up the front heel with the arch of the back foot. Reach and extend, and we're going to go in and out of it. And then we lower and reach the upper arm, come back up. We're doing that 4 times. And then down. And then up. 2 more, down. See if you can deepen each time. And last one, and we're going to hold this one. And then we hold it there. See if you can bring your block to the baby toe side of the foot, or your hand can go on the ground. Okay, it's up to you. But line up that torso with that front leg. Keep opening up the armpit, open up the chest, draw your navel in. Then swinging that right arm around, we're going to go into a high lunge. Okay, drop down onto the knee. The hands come to the inside and we lower onto the elbows, either with a block or onto the ground. Good. Relax your head. See if you can take the extended leg knee a little further back, deepen. Good, and then we lift up, curl your toes under on the extended leg and shift back so that you sit on your heel. You can modify this, you guys, with a block. Okay. You could sit on the block instead of your heel and then reach. Good, and then shifting forward. Good. And then we're going to lift back up. Good, step back into down dog. Oh, thanks, Patty. Go ahead and step that other leg forward again, left leg forward. Drop your back heel. And then the hand comes to the inside for Badakanasana. You could use a block, or the hand can be on the ground, or you can come up on the thigh. Make sure you're dropping this back heel. All right, now we swing around and step back into down dog. Good. And then from there, shifting into plank and lower. Lift up Badakanasana. Good, and then we go back into down dog. Down dog. Good. Hold down dog. Hold down dog. Okay, so from down dog, we're gonna look up at the hands and you're either gonna step or hop your hands, hop your feet up to the hands. So if you're stepping, you just walk right up. If you're hopping, you look where you're going, bend your knees, and then hop. Good. From there, then we lower and we're gonna go onto our back. Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit of stuff on the back and then we're going into our restorative part. On your back, here's what we're gonna do. So you're laying on your back. Bend your knees so that your feet are flat. Open up your arms to the side. Okay, the hands are going to come in. Hands are coming in. And then open back up. Good. Now push your hip up. Push your hips up. So you're in bridge. Arms are opening to the side. Good. And then your hands are going to come in together. And then you lower. Open to the side. Push the pelvis up. Bring them in and lower. And then open. Bring them in. Lower the pelvis. Open. Bring them in. Lower the pelvis. Open. Good. Bring them in. Okay, the next one, you're going to keep the pelvis lifted. The hands come in. From here, the arms reach. And then you're going to lower the pelvis and extend the right leg out. Then come back up, lift your pelvis, reach. Then lower the pelvis, lift up and extend the left leg out. And keep doing that. So we're going to alternate. Bridge, lower, lift the upper body and extend the right leg. Bring it in, bridge, lower, extend the left leg and lift. Now, your other option is you go into bridge, lower, both legs extend, or you're just doing the right. Lift the pelvis, lower, extend both legs, or lift the left. Keep going, you guys. Lift up into bridge, lower, right leg or both. Come back up into bridge, lower, both legs or just the left. 2 more sets. Reach, lift, down, extend. Bring it in, lift, down, extend. 2 more, lift, down, extend, finish it off. And down, extend. Awesome. Good. And then from there, we hold bridge. Hold it. Keep your knees tracked in line with the front of the hip bone. So in other words, you're not letting your knees splay open like this. Keep your knees in. Interlace your fingers underneath you or palms are down, whichever. Keep pushing up. So you press into your feet, keep lifting your pelvis. Good. And then we lower. Arms open up to the side, lift up your legs, take them to the right, look to the left. And then bringing it up and legs go to the left and look to the right. All right, and now we're going to do our restorative postures. So the first one that we're going to do is on our back. You're going to grab your bolster. If you do not have a bolster, then you can take a blanket and roll it up like this in thirds. Okay. If you have a bolster, that works great. Another thing that works really well is to take an extra yoga mat and you can roll a blanket around it, and that can act as a bolster. I'm going to just do this because I know you guys can't see me very well. Okay, so you're going to lean back onto your bolster and just open up the chest. I do want your arms to be relaxed, but your feet are going to be in Badakanasana. So the feet come together and you're going to want to support your knees. So your blocks go underneath the knees. 2 blocks underneath the knees. Badakanasana, Supta Badakanasana. Supta means supine. And then you lay back. Arms are relaxed out to the side. And rest. Close your eyes. Make sure the whole body is completely supported. And then extend your legs straight out. So still in that same posture, but extend the legs. Good, and then from there, we're going to slowly roll off the bolster and then turn towards the bolster. So now you turn. Okay, so if you have issues with your knees or this is just not comfortable for you to sit, you're going to want to grab a block or 2 and sit on it. Okay, so you're sitting on the block, or you can sit on your blanket. And then you take your other bolster, and your block, another block underneath. So I'm going lower here with my block. The bolster goes right into the groin. Okay. If you're getting cramps in the top of your feet, then you just need to maybe turn them out a little bit. Okay. Eventually that goes away. And then we lower. Turn your head to one side. So let your arms relax so that they're on the ground. If you start to feel tweaky in your neck, it just means that you need to turn your head. Robin, are you able to get your bolster up just a little bit higher? Pull the block down a little. Yeah. That's better. Close your eyes. Close your eyes and relax. Okay, and if you're feeling tweaky in your neck at all, then just turn your head or turn your head to the other side anyway, just so that you're not just staying in that one position. And relax. And again, if you feel tweaky in your neck, just rotate your head to the other side. Good. All right, let's slowly coming out of that. So we are going to do a rotation. We'll have 2.5 minutes on each side because I want you to have a nice long Shavasana. So for the rotation, you're going to lay on your back, take your bolster in between your legs. Okay, and you might need a blanket to support your shoulder. So use your blanket. You lay down on your back and take your legs to one side. And if it is extended, you might need to have support with the blanket underneath you. Okay? And then hold that there. Relax. Now your head stays neutral, you guys. You're not turning your head to one side. Your head stays neutral. Keep your head neutral. Top leg is going to release over the bolster in front of it. Head stays up and relax. And just take a moment to acknowledge what rotations and twists do for us. They're very integrating. What they do is they allow our subtle forces to move to the center of the body. And as a result, that allows for assimilation, digestion. So whatever it is that has gone on for the day or whatever, it allows us, these postures give us a way of processing and assimilating the day, the practice. And the more integrated we feel, the more we're able to digest whatever it is that we've brought in, information, even food, whatever it is that we had to deal with emotionally today. So the more we're able to assimilate and integrate, the more centered and balanced we feel. Good, and then from there, we're going to take this to the other side. So shifting your blanket to support the left shoulder. And now your legs switch over to the left side. Oh, I'm sorry, the blanket is supporting your right shoulder. Now the top leg, I let it release in front of my bolster. It's more relaxing. And then the head stays neutral. Good, and then from there, we're just gonna roll to one side. So roll to one side, pick yourself up. I do want to take it into a short forward fold. So take one of your blocks in between the legs, support your bolster, pull the bolster right into your belly, and then just rest right on top. Now, if that's not enough support for you, then you can take another blanket, put it on top, and then drop. Completely supported. Completely supported. Good. We're just going to take a few breaths here. Good, awesome. And then from there, do a little bridge and set yourself up for Shavasana. So bridge just brings the pelvis back into neutral, especially after a forward fold. It is your counter posture to a forward fold. And then grab your bolster, put it underneath your knees. That supports the low back. Get a dark cloth, an eye pillow, or an eye mask, and you want to cover the eyes. Okay, hands are going to rest at the side body, palms up in a receiving position. Palms up, receiving position. And make sure your shoulder blades are underneath you. Close your eyes and then begin to let the body settle. Let the breath settle. Feel your connection to the floor. Begin to notice the breath slowing down. Continue to feel that body becoming more and more grounded. Do a little body scan starting at the top of the head and gradually soften your body. Soften all sides of the head, all of your facial features. Move your awareness down into the neck. Soften. Feel your arms then softening, your hands, your fingers. Continue to move your awareness through the body, softening the upper torso, chest, and upper back, and into the diaphragm and solar plexus, mid-torso and mid-back. Softening into the belly, letting the breath move freely in that area. Relaxed with ease. Lower back softening. Feel softening continue into the pelvis, into the hips, into the floor of the pelvis, and then down into the legs, the upper legs, and the knees, the lower legs, your feet, your toes. Feel that body as a whole. Feel your skin around you softening. Relaxed, supported, at ease. And rest. Good, and then begin to deepen your breath. Slowly roll to your right side. And then come on up into a seated position, making sure that you are seated comfortably. Sitting up out of the pelvis so that the spine is long, lengthened. Hands come together, connect your thumbs to your heart. Close your eyes. Connect with stillness. And may that stillness give you rest, give you peace, help you have a restful night of sleep so that you awaken in the morning feeling refreshed. Namaste.